distribution of those
Yep.
23 compartments as you try to model it and get it to come out right?
Those distributions, the inputs to the model, they're just generic. The equations for generating them are the same equations you use to generate a normal distribution in statistical practice as well. And you can actually nominate the log standard deviation of the distribution.
But how do you know how they're distributed in any given patient?
That's entirely empirical. It reflects what's happening. I mean, in a given patient, you need to do the midget on them. And in fact, we're doing a bit of that. But the generic distributions just illustrate the sort of principles that you can expect to see operating. But to get a precise measurement of gas exchange in a patient, you need to do the midget on them. Yeah. Which we're doing, actually. We're doing.
On this, you looked at the second gas equation and the way that works on the wash-in. Have you ever looked at it on the emergence? Of how does that affect how fast the gases come out?
Yes, actually, I didn't. Because of time constraints, I didn't. But we actually did a follow-up study where we looked at the effect of nitrous oxide washout on the volatile agent washout rate. So it's second gas effect in reverse, and the same principles apply. The washout of nitrous oxide actually accelerates the washout of sevoflurane, and you actually get a quicker emergence. So there's two reasons why you wake up more quickly from a nitrous oxide anaesthetic, or nitrous and sevo as opposed to sevo alone. There's two reasons why you wake up more quickly. One of them is that you're giving the patients less sevoflurane to begin with because you've got the max sparing effect of nitrous oxide. And the second one is this reverse second gas effect. It really does accelerate the rate of fall of sevoflurane in arterial blood more than in the end-tidal gas. Once again, same thing, but in the opposite direction.
I think there's two more reasons why patients wake up faster. The MAC awake of nitrous oxide is actually 0.5, 2.6, not 0.5.
Right.
And two, nitrous oxide is antagonistic with regard to sevoflurane's MAC awake. So these are four reasons why patients
Four reasons.
why patients wake up faster with nitrous oxide.
We have one final question.
Thanks, Phil. I enjoyed your talk very much. I wondered, now that you present the gradients, or show data from others presenting the gradients, the end-tidal arterial gradients of the gases, and that they're quite different from O2 and CO2, and in that way it's because of the solubility. It makes me think, could you use those gases as traces themselves, such that you have oxygen, CO2, and the anesthetic gases, and you have a surrogate midget technique where you could invert the models and calculate a VQ distribution based on the solubility properties of the anesthetic gases?
The midget really needs inert gases with linear dissociation curves, and generally it's done with six inert gases. So if we just used, say, CO2 and oxygen, we wouldn't be getting enough information to get high fidelity distributions. You need to use several gases.
No, but you've got nitrous oxide and sevoflurane you're adding to it now. You've got
nitrous you can put into the mix. Sevo, the trouble is they're too close together. In the midget, you've got acetone at one end and sulfur hexafluoride at the other. So there's an enormous difference and you actually need, if you want to pick out shunt and dead space in a midget distribution, you need to use those very soluble and very insoluble gases. So we invited Peter Wagner to come to our lab in Melbourne last year. I got a masterclass in the principles of the midget technique, so I'm all boned up on it at the moment, and I'm all fired up to do some midgets on my patients.
All right, thank you.
So, thanks.